This is the MGTOW Infinium here with an Infinium Commentary. This Infinium Commentary is entitled The Curious Case of Katie Bourman. Now, a few months back, a fuzzy image of a black hole was shown to the public. And as things go with the mainstream media, a pretty white woman being touted as a computer superstar, scientist superstar, whatever you say, by the name of Katie Bourman, was given most of the credit for the production of this image. But Katie Bourman is not so much a superstar as she is a shill. And these are some reasons why. First of all, Katie Bourman did nothing more than what is known in the IT industry as data collation. She produced an algorithm, and if anybody has any knowledge of computing and programming, an algorithm is actually a part of a program. Katie Bourman did not produce a whole program. She produced only a part of a program. And indeed, from my digging and my little bit of research, I found that Katie Bourman's participation and contributions to the production of that image only amount to a little over 5%. The other 94 or 96% of what happened is attributable to the other scientists, the other programmers, other workers involved that were on that team. And the other issue is that she's being touted as producing the image, or the giving the algorithm the capability of calculating how that black hole should look, and that's not true. That belongs to another computer scientist by the name of, hold on please. That belongs to, the credit should go to, his name is Jan, I believe, Hogborn. I ask forgiveness if I'm butchering his name, but he is the one that did the algorithm that actually calculated the black hole. That's one thing. And for her part in it, it's looking likely that Katie Bourman might have looked over the shoulders of these scientists to get her information, so she may have had help in developing her algorithm. But let's go a little bit further. The Event Horizon telescope itself is a array of radio telescopes that's linked worldwide on this planet. Now, let's look into this a little bit further. We are on a planet that has a rotational period of about 24 hours. A little less than 24. I think it's a little more than, a little less than. Can't be sure. But it's about 24 hours. The planet itself is tilted on, let's say, I think a 5-degree axis. So the rotational period of 24 hours is on this planet, which is tilted about 5 degrees or so. The planet itself, the Earth, orbits around the sun, which is 93 million miles away. So this is basically a planet that is in motion at all times. So that means this linking of the telescopes had to account for all the motion and the tilt of the planet, all of that, and take that into account and get the data necessary to produce this image. Somebody had to do that. Somebody had to program those radio telescopes to link together like that and to account for all of the motion of the planet. Somebody had to do it. And given the way Katie Bourman is getting all the credit, most of the credit for the production of this image, the somebody or somebodies most likely were men. And yes, there are some women involved. There are some women that really know this stuff, really are great scientists, that type of thing. But I believe because of what is happening, because of the way Katie Bourman is getting the credit for this, and she's mostly not attributing to her team for what was done, that Katie Bourman is a shill. And she really is not who she says she is, or who the mainstream media says that she is. And the real heavy lifting, as in every case that has happened, is being done by mostly men. Because again, the complexity of this image and the complexity of the technology, you have to look at it this way. There had to be databases involved. Somebody had to program those databases, construct the databases, put the fields together, the queries, all the constructs for the databases. They had to link these telescopes by computer networks, and which again was worldwide. Katie Bourman, again, had nothing to do with that. Katie Bourman only did a small part of what was needed to build this image. And Katie Bourman, which is quite despicable, is getting all the credit for what is happening. That's wrong. And there are some out there, well, you need to be nice to her because she's a computer scientist and the future is female. That is still despicable. What about the men and some women that, as a part of that team, worked long and hard and did the heavy lifting, only to have a shill like Katie Bourman get most of the credit for what was done? Again, Katie Bourman is a shill and nothing more than a shill. The real credit goes to those men and some women who are a part of a large team that produced that image. Now, if the mainstream media gave the team the credit that Katie Bourman has gotten, I would not be saying this. And as a part of a team, yes, Katie Bourman deserves credit, but only as a part of a team. She does not deserve credit for the production of this image solely by herself. But as a part of a team, yes. But no, she does not deserve the credit that she's getting. And again, people may say that I'm beating up on Katie, little Katie, because she's white and she's beautiful and this and that, and she seems to be smart. She may indeed be smart. But again, it is despicable that the men who did the heavy lifting, the men that sweated it out, the men that did the thinking, the putting together, the construction, even the construction of the radio telescopes itself, all these things that were done, they get no credit. That is egregious. That is despicable. And it needs to be stopped. This has been an Infinium Commentary. And remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.